Alright, so let's get started. First step, go to the Dollar Tree, buy 2 spools of yarn, colors of your choice. Mine today are red and meadow. So I'm going to start with the meadow color. And you don't have to use dollar store yarn. You can use any 4-weight medium yarn. Using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is a I. So to begin, we are going to do a slip knot. So to do a slip knot, you wrap your yarn around your fingers twice, so the tail's at the top and the front. Then you're going to take your back yarn, bring it forward. You're going to have an X on your fingers. Then just keep moving that back one forward, put it in between your fingers, and slide it off. That's how you do a slip knot. And stick it on your hook. Okay, so to begin, we're going to chain 4. So to chain, you simply just yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So there's 3, 4. Now we're going to find that beginning chain space, and we're going to insert our hook in there, yarn over and pull through both loops, and that's just a slip knot. So we should have a tiny little loop. So from here we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do double crochets into that center loop there. So to do a double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert into the loop, yarn over, go through the loop, come out, you'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, watch out for your tail, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, pull through 2 loops. So that is a double crochet. We're going to do that again. So yarn over, insert into your loop, yarn over, come out, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to chain 2 from here, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets again into that center loop. So yarn over, insert, and yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1 double crochet. I'm going to do that 3 times. And this is gonna create the corner of our granny square here. Oops, I missed. Pull through. So what we're starting to create is a square. So this is the corner, this is the side, this is one side. So we're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna chain 2 again. 1, 2. And then we're going to do 3 more crochets back into that center loop to create our 3rd side. Okay, so there's 3. And this is another corner. See, these are 2 corners. Here's our 3rd side. So we just need to do our last side over here. So again, I'm going to chain 2. Then I'm going to insert into that center loop with 3 double crochets again. So that's, oh, we got 3 corners now, so we got to create our last corner here. So we're going to chain 2, and then in the top of that first chain 3 we did, we are going to insert our hook and slip stitch. So insert in there, yarn over, pull through that loop, pull through that loop, that's a slip stitch. So there is round 1, looks like a square. So from here we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn our work, so we're just going to flip it over, and then we're in this space here, we're going to start with our double crochets again. So this chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet. So we're only going to do 2 double crochets into this space. So that's what it's looking like. This is going to be a corner again. So from here we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to yarn over and do 3 double crochets into this space. So there's 3, and that is our corner. Now at this point, I'm going to cut off this tail because it's just in the way, and we kind of, as we did our loop, worked it in a little bit. But if you wanted to, you could wait till the end and then sew it in. But it's not going to become loose right now, so that's why I just cut it off. Okay, so from here, in the past we've done, after each of these groups of 3 double crochets, we've chained 2. This time we're not going to chain 2, we're just going to go right into this space with a double crochet. We're not creating a corner here. We're just doing the side. So there's 2. There's 3. So now we want to create the corner. So we're going to chain 2. 1, 2, and then 3 double crochets and back into that same space that we just did. 3 double crochets. So this is just your basic granny square. Okay, so there's 1 over second round, starting to create our square. Okay, now here again, we're not going to chain 2, we're just going to go right into that space with 3 double crochets. Okay, then this is another corner, so we're going to chain 2, then into that same space again, 3 double crochets. So if you can double crochet and you can slip stitch and you can chain, that's all you really need. Super basic, super easy. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay, there's our third. We're almost there. So again, we're not going to chain, we're going to go into that next space and do 3 double crochets. So there's 3. Now we're just going to keep repeating what we've been doing. So we're going to chain 2 here, and then yarn over, insert in, and do another double crochet 3 times. And we're just going to keep on repeating this pattern. Oops, I missed there. Until you get the desired amount that you want. Okay, so we made it to the last part. Once again, in the very top of that chain 3 you did, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through both of those loops. That's a slip knot. So that is what granny square looks like. You can see. Okay, and we're just going to do the same thing we did for round 2 for round 3. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, turn our work, do 2 crochets, 2 double crochets into the space, and then just keep repeating what we've been doing. So here, there's no chaining, we're just going to go directly, we're only going to chain 2 on the corners. Did I yarn over? So yeah, we're doing our double crochet here. So yarn over, insert into that space, yarn over again, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2. Okay, so I am going to let you continue on your own, and then I will meet you when we're done with this round. Alright, we've completed all of our rows. Through the magic of YouTube, our yarn has now turned from meadow to orange, and this is what it looks like after you get 11 rows completed. With these dollar store skeins, that's as many rows as you can do if you are using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. If you try to do more rounds, you will run out of yarn. So if you want to make it bigger, just get more than 1 skein of yarn or get a bigger skein of yarn. But I think this size is just perfect for a doll, and that's why I like using the dollar store skein, because it's just the right size. Only costs $1. Okay, so here's our American Girl doll. I'm just gonna show you how big the blanket is. I think it's just the right size for her right now, without the edge. So you can keep going if you want, but I'm going to stop at 11 rows, and now we're going to do the edge. So we've come to our last round. We've slip stitched, and now what I'm going to do is I'm simply just going to do a single crochet all the way around into every stitch. So in this first one, I'm just going to do a single crochet. So it's just insert, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over. That's your single crochet. So insert, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're just going to keep doing this all the way around. And if you use the dollar store skein, which has 109 yards on it, you should have just enough yarn to make it all the way around. If you wanted, you could just cut off and start using a different color if you wanted to at this point. I just like to use up the whole skein. So should work out. Once again, I am going to meet you at the end once we've gone all the way around. I'll show you how to do the corner. So once you get into where we have this chain 2 space, you're just gonna simply corner is go into that space where we did those 2 chains, and I'm gonna simply just do 3 single crochets, and this will kind of give that corner, I'll keep it from curling in. So there was 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just go back to doing. Okay, we've come all the way around with our single crochet edge. We're just gonna go into that first one we did. This is how much yarn we have left, so it worked out pretty perfect. Pull through and do a slip stitch. And then I'm gonna pull this through here, just making a knot so nothing comes undone. And then when we do our edge, we will tie this in. Okay, this is just for your information. Not all Dollar Tree yarn is the same. It pretty much looks the same, it works the same, but just, and it probably doesn't matter what kind you get, but just so you understand, so the Just Yarn worsted yarn is 100% acrylic, and this is 100% acrylic and 109 yards. That's what 109 yards looks like. And you can make, if you're doing the granny squares, you can do 11 rows with 109 yards. So that's what we did our orange granny square with. It was actually this one, which is just active instead of just yarn. So the difference between that one and this one is 80% polyester and 20% acrylic, where the other one is just 100% acrylic. But same amount of yarn, does the same thing. It's pretty much to, if you fill it, the softness is about the same. You can make the same amount with it. So just, this is what we actually used. This was the color orange. So these ones, I was actually confused because I made a couple of them, and some of them I could get 12 rows, and then I made another one and I couldn't, so I came to realize that they are not all the same amount in yards. So this one is purple, which is what we're going to do the edge with. It has 131 yards. It's 100% acrylic. This one is the same thing. This one is the color Meadow, so it's the yarn that we originally started out with. These two, you think they're the same, like they look the same, they just have different amounts of yards. So this one's 131 and this one's 109. So, and then these two are 100% acrylic, and they're Just Yarn worsted, And then this one is the one that's 80% polyester, 20% acrylic, and you only get 109 yards. So for this tutorial though, you just need 109 yards if you want 11 rows. On some of the blankets that I made, I did 12 rows, and I used the ones that were 130 yards. So you can do however many rows you want according to the size of blanket you want. This one I did 9 rows, and then I made my edge bigger, and I think it still works good for dolls the right size. This one did turn out a little bit smaller. This one turned out a little bit bigger. Be sure to catch the next video on how to finish your blanket, and we'll do this edge. Also, just a reminder, you can use any kind of yarn you want. You don't have to use dollar store yarn. This one turned out bigger because we didn't use the dollar store yarn. You also, all of those ones that I've just showed you were made with 4-weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. This pattern works for any kind of yarn and any size crochet hook. So this one I've done with a 3-weight yarn and a 4mm crochet hook. So just as a rule of thumb, just look on your yarn package at what it says and use the crochet hook that it says to for the best results. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're interested in more videos on doll items to crochet like these dresses, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you won't miss a video when they come out.